Hi everyone. In today's video, I continue with the series of videos I have been making on different types of literature review. Previously, I have made videos on historical literature review and argumentative literature review. You can find the links to those videos in the description section below. In today's video, I will be talking about a new type of literature review, which is called the integrative literature review. So this is a type of scholarly review that synthesizes existing research to generate new insights, theories, or even frameworks about a topic. I will show you three different examples to explain to you how it simply works. I will explain key features of it, the steps involved, the purpose, so that you get a very comprehensive understanding of this topic. This type of literature review integrates perspectives from diverse sources, including empirical and theoretical studies, to provide a very comprehensive understanding of the subject. Unlike other types of literature review, integrative reviews often focus on identifying the relationships, gaps, and contradictions within the literature to advance knowledge in the field. So it incorporates various types of studies such as quantitative, qualitative, theoretical to provide a holistic understanding of the topic. The focus is on synthesizing ideas, identifying themes, and generating new perspectives rather than simply summarizing existing work, which is normally the purpose of a literature review. It also draws from multiple disciplines to provide a broader insight and highlights inconsistencies, gaps, and underexplored areas in the literature to suggest future research directions. The purpose of a literature review, or the purpose of an integrative literature review, is to summarize and critique existing research comprehensively. It is also to develop new theories or frameworks by combining findings from diverse studies. It will also identify trends, contradictions, and gaps in the literature and inform policies, practices, or future research directions. So what are the steps involved in this type of a literature review? Your first step should be defining the research problem. That is, identifying the topic or issue of interest. And then formulate specific research questions or objectives. Your second step should be searching the literature. Conduct a comprehensive search for relevant empirical, theoretical, and methodological studies. And then use multiple databases and sources to ensure inclusivity. Your third step will be to evaluate and select studies where you critically assess the quality and relevance of the studies. Include diverse sources to ensure a balanced perspective. Your fourth step will be to analyze and synthesize the literature, where you identify patterns, themes, and relationships across studies. You can also highlight contradictions, gaps, or underexplored areas, and then integrate the findings to develop new insights or frameworks. Finally, in your last step, summarize the key findings of the review and suggest the implications for theory, practice, and future research. This is what will form the basis of your research questions and your own research project. The basic structure of an integrative literature review includes an introduction where you provide the background on the topic, state the purpose of the review and its significance, and then outline the research questions or objectives. The methodology section will describe the criteria and the process used for selecting and analyzing the literature. Explain the approach to synthesis. This is a very important section of the literature review where you explain what was your search criteria, what were the databases, why did you use those databases, how did you go about selecting or rejecting literature, and how did you go about analyzing the selected literature. Your third section will be the findings, where you will present the themes, patterns, and insights identified in the literature. Discuss gaps, inconsistencies, and areas needing further exploration. Some people often combine the findings and the discussion section, but I think the discussion section warrants its own section because it's the most important section of a literature review, where you will interpret the findings and then propose new frameworks, theories, or applications. You have to go really deep into it. You have to relate the findings to the broader field or interdisciplinary context. Make sure this is the section on which you spend the maximum time, firstly in conceptualizing what you're going to write and then writing. The final section will be your conclusion section, which will summarize the key contributions of the review and then highlighting the implications for practice, policy, or research. Often students overlook this section or don't understand the relevance of it. Conclusion section is also very important. Remember, most of the reviewers, examiners, or even readers will start from reading your introduction and your conclusion before they decide to read your whole chapter or a paper. So make sure you spend adequate time on each section. Don't be in a rush to finish any of the sections. Include your supervisors, include your co-authors, peers, and try to make sure that your entire paper is a significant contribution which is based on a very systematic, very thorough, and a detailed literature review. Let me show you some examples of when you might use this kind of a literature review or how you might use it. So often, let's say the study here is that you are trying to study the impact of technology on student engagement in higher education. So here, your focus could be combining the insights from a quantitative and qualitative studies to explore how technology enhances or hinders engagement in general, and then contextualize it to the student engagement in higher education. Another topic where you could be studying the role of leadership styles in organizational innovation. So here your focus could be to integrate research on different leadership styles to propose a model for fostering innovation in organizations and then contextualize it to a particular organization or industry. Another example could be that you are trying to understand the resilience in trauma survivors. Here you could focus on integrating findings from empirical studies and theoretical models to develop a unified understanding of resilience, and then you can contextualize it to trauma survivors from either war or from psychological or from domestic violence, different areas. You can contextualize it to a particular area. Finally, like with any other literature review, integrative literature review also has its advantages and disadvantages. The benefits is that it provides a very broad but deep exploration of the topic, and it will generate novel insights by integrating diverse perspectives. It will offer actionable recommendations for practice or policy, but based on thorough evidence analysis. And then it will also identify gaps and underexplored areas for future study, which is normally the case with every literature review. The challenge is that it's quite complex in nature. It requires a significant effort to synthesize diverse types of studies, because remember that you are trying to study the field or the area from different types of studies. So it is quite hard for you to then analyze, synthesize, and combine it to integrate your findings. There's also a risk of bias where the selection of studies can introduce subjectivity, and it can be time consuming because it requires in-depth analysis and synthesis, and it also requires you to have some kind of an expertise in not only searching and selecting or rejecting literature, but also in analyzing it. Critical evaluation of the literature becomes very important in this case, where you can show the readers, the examiners, the reviewers that you have gone deep into the past research to justify the topic of your own research, which will be identified as areas of future research. So I hope you like this video. I'm trying to highlight different types of literature review so that you can select the one that you like, which suits your needs the most. Simply saying that you're doing a systematic literature review is sometimes not enough. You should be able to justify to the examiner reviewer why you chose a type of literature review and why was it the best choice for you when it came to your own research. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share it with your fellow researchers, and please add to this if you think that this video was not comprehensive enough. I try to keep my videos very short and sweet, and try to use examples and try to keep it so simple that you enjoy the process of research and it doesn't become too cumbersome for you. All right, guys, bye for now, and best of luck with your research. Bye.